Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fashion Across the Gaming Spectrum Masterclass. We are Game Changing Style, the first fashion and gaming consultancy. I'll go ahead and introduce each one of us. Me, I am TRACY GREENAN. I'm the co-founder. I've been in the fashion industry over a few decades, and I am also the founder of Aura, which is a digital fashion gaming brand. I am also the founder of Gamers Over Guns, which is a nonprofit organization that teaches at-risk youths how to learn to build and sell Roblox wearables. And I'm also an ambassador at Digital Fashion Week and Women in Games, amongst other fashion tech companies.
Anyway, so I'm Fija Dahlia. I'm a co-founder of Game Changing Style. I just recently reached a decade of being in fashion and design industries. I was a mentor and designer for the Parsons X Roblox 2023 class, where they introduced their layering, their layering program. I'm a personal avid gamer and I'm certified in game design, and I've had work featured in the Roblox Trend Report of 2023, CNN's The New Frontier, Blush Magazine, and more.
So, hi everyone, my name is Jingyan Wang. I'm a strategist at the Game Changing Style and focus on what is a new trend and discover the market in China. And I have a background of the brand management, strategic consulting, and I also attend several fashion week, both is in Paris and in Shanghai. Yeah, thank you.
So before we begin, just want to mention that the views expressed are our own. We don't represent any other person or company or any other games or platform. We are independents, and this presentation is for informational purposes only. It's not financial advice. Any references to any games or related entities are made in accordance with fair use and are for descriptive purposes only. So let's start off talking about the world of gaming, and we'll start off exploring some key facts. There are about 3 billion gamers worldwide, of which 1.5 billion alone are in Asia, with a predicted 4.7 increase by 2026. The gaming market is valued at 190 billion and is expected to grow to 223 billion by 2029. It's quite a high figure to wrap your head around. Players are spending more time actually on older games, and console and mobile games are actually more popular than PC games. In 2023, the total mobile gaming revenue is 89.9 billion, with console games at 52.4 billion and PC games a total of $39.6 billion. Indie games, which are games created by independent developers, usually in small teams of 1 to 5 people, are predicted to surge in popularity due to bugs and malfunctions saturating bigger game releases. Today, hobby developers and indie studios are still driving growth in new indie game releases, and their numbers are growing. From 2018 to 2023, indie game publishers made up about 99% of the releases on gaming platforms. That's a vital statistic to consider when looking to join branding opportunities. It Takes Two is the game of the year winner in 2021, notably started out as an indie game, as well as Black Myth Wukong, which over 20 million copies were sold. So on our next slide, let's ask ourselves, why enter other games? With Roblox becoming saturated, it's really becoming saturated with branded games, with over 400 brands on the platform and a sea of about 40 million games. Although the audience is there, it's hard to stay relevant and maintain loyalty with so many gamers hopping from one game to the next. Fortnite has the support and market to input skins, but its players have begun to discuss how they might miss how these skins could have been obtained. Historically, they've been something gamers could earn. Now they're behind paywalls. And we have found many disgruntled users in online communities complaining about this aspect and discussing how they're leaving the game or abstaining from purchasing skins as a result. So, what else is there? While there are many professionals claiming that gaming is the next frontier, none of them seem to have any game collaboration opportunities to offer other than Roblox or Fortnite. And we feel that this is because they're missing the beat on who gamers are and what they'd want out of a collaboration. This is where game-changing style comes in. With our team of real gamers and fashion professionals, we've compiled a tentative list of other game collaboration opportunities, as well as key missing points on how to cater and advertise to the gaming community. Let's jump in now to our list of potential titles. These games are limited to our opinions on what would be a great place for collaborations based on our research and surveys. If you'd like to know more about these titles after this class, sign up for our newsletter and keep an eye out for our in-depth and downloadable reports, which will be available within the upcoming weeks. Now I'm going to hand it over to Fia, who will talk about these titles worth exploring. Fia, take it away.
Tracy. So our first game would be The Sims. With a history of branded collaborations, The Sims is a viable pick for fashion designers. Published by Electronic Arts and developed by Maxis, initially released in 2000, they just announced that they're stopping with The Sims 4, which is their most recent base game. Published by Electronic Arts and developed by Maxis. Sorry, I said that already. The most recent installment of the series, Sims 4, cites 85 million players as of May of 2024. This game is notable for its fashion-forward audience, concentrated on originality and creativity throughout its gameplay, and we feel it's a severely underrated option for branding opportunities. Having previously collaborated with IKEA, Moschino, Gucci, and more, this game is a vital addition to the world of digital fashion. In September of this year, The Sims announced an initiative to start creating creator packs, in which the game will be teaming up with custom content creators to create object or clothing packs, which will be sold in their gaming stores. They've also announced a plan to add a multiplayer online option to the base game, which we've seen to be a main driving force behind gamers wanting to invest in cool or unique clothing options. The video we're about to show, this is their Gucci collaboration with The Sims 4. This game, it was released in 2019. This pack was notable for the fact that they collaborated with the content creators Grim Cookies and Hey Harry, which was, I believe, the first branded content creator pack. Another option would be League of Legends. The multiplayer online battle arena game boasts 20 to 30 million daily players, $1.6 billion revenue, and is a staple in esports. The League of Legends World Championship viewership having peaked at 6 million viewers during the 2003 tournament. The most popular virtual goods purchasable in League of Legends are skins for in-game characters that are purely aesthetic and do not give any advantage to the player. A 2023 survey found that 40% of players questioned would spend anywhere from 100 euros to 1,000 euros on the game. Despite this large market, the League of Legends skins have been largely untouched by brands, its most notable collaboration having been with Louis Vuitton, which was only released back in 2019. While physical garments of this partnership was met with indifference and even backlash from the gaming community, YouTuber Scooch, who has 442 subscribers on YouTube, stated in his review that he said, what about this is League of Legends? They did release a prestige character skin, which is on the bottom right side, and we'll also show in the video next slide, which is the most redeemed skin of all time. And also League of Legends is going to have a season 2 of its Netflix series Arcane. That series, after the first season came out, the player base bumped from 115 million to 115 million players. So the release of the next season may prove more potential for brands to enter the game. So that's the skin. Another game could be Valorant. While Valorant currently only supports weapon skins, this multiplayer online game has the potential to be a great place for brand opportunities through its partnership with Epic Games and its eager audience. Collaborations could either be done through creating characters to go alongside weapon skins or invest in helping the game support character skins. Valorant has 10 million concurrent players as of 2024, and rumors have begun to circle around the gaming community that character skins may be in the works, which shows that there's a desire for them whether they're actually coming or not. It's vital to note that Valorant and League of Legends are both published by Riot Games. The Riot Games VP and head of game publishing recently said in an article that they're only looking for collaborations where they can co-create an experience. So, and then this video is also, it's called a cinematic, which is vital to note that cinematics are 3D rendered animations which show outfits or visuals that might not be seen in the game's actual visual structure. They're useful for advertising, especially as Twitch streamers will often view these during their streams to react to new skins, updates, or visuals, which can garner a lot of hype around the releases. League of Legends, Valorant, World of Warcraft, which is another massive multiplayer online game, and Fortnite are quite notable for their cinematics. I'm not going to show the whole thing. A completely untapped market in the branding world would have to be dress-up games. With Dress to Impress's success on Roblox, it's hard to ignore that this genre is vital in digital fashion. Dress-up gamers have an obvious interest in fashion, and the gaming mechanisms are entirely focused on the clothing itself, while Infinity Nikki, which will be mentioned later on again, and it's a MMO that's expected to come out in December of 2024, could be a great option for brands upon its release. We'd like to introduce a lesser-known game, which is called Everskies, which is shown in the visuals here. Although it's a small game, we recommend Everskies for its easy-to-navigate marketplace and gaming mechanics, as well as the fact that you don't need any 3D rendering in order to enter the game, just someone who can draw. I'm going to show the video. This, alongside the fact that it's still a small and emerging game, could make a great place for smaller brands to start out. It also has an easily accessible and navigatable marketplace and entry periods. And Everskies has recently collaborated with Winx Club brand and StammyStudios.com. So this is what the game looks like. You may have seen our most recent report on NBA 2K25, which if you haven't, you can visit our website and it's available for download. But sports games have always led the way for fashion collaboration, and this game is no different. This game has created a revolving in-game product strategy to increase a sense of limited and luxury items. They collaborate with brands to integrate items for a week period to be sold within their gaming market, which encourages players to log in and nab whatever items they feel match their in-game personas. This, alongside any upcoming sports games, could be a great place for more streetwear-inspired looks or brands to look for collaboration potential. And here are some outfits one user put together from YouTube. Yeah. So our last suggestion would be to enter any other emerging massive multiplayer online game. Titles like Palia, which is pictured on the top right, released as a beta game currently on Switch, Steam, and download for PC, as well as Loftia, which is shown below it, has a release date for December of 2024. They're small enough that they'll always be looking for funding opportunities or methods of collaboration in their virtual marketplaces. While they don't have as large of an audience base as, say, Fortnite, the option of investing into an upcoming MMO would give the opportunity for a brand to craft a world to fit your virtual image and have a continued partnership as the platform inevitably grows. According to the latest research, the global massive multiplayer online game market size was valued at 55 billion in 2022, and is expected to expand at a compound annual growth rate of 10.74% during the forecast period, reaching $101 billion by 2031. This is mainly due to big names like World of Warcraft, as I previously mentioned, or RuneScape, which is another like original MMO. But games like Genshin Impact, which was released in 2020 and boasts 10 million daily players as of 2024, shows that there is a great potential for new MMOs to grow into something big. As previously mentioned, this is Infinity Nikki. Infinity Nikki was also based off of a mobile dress-up game. So this is a pretty exciting release for gamers who are interested in fashion. I will skip ahead so we can just see the clothes because this is a pretty long video. Yeah. And then a last note is that in the gaming world, there are different aesthetics than just those that we see on the runway or in real life. While a dress-up game like Everskies might adhere well to creating trendy in-game clothing, a game like Palia or Infinity Nikki with their fantasy settings might not have as receptive of an audience. And gaming aesthetics and visuals are key. Make sure to collaborate with a game that matches your brand's identity, as well as its visuals, and we would like to emphasize that this can make or break a good collaboration. Investing in high quality products is also key. Make sure whatever you're selling works within the game that you're selling it in. Throughout our research, we found complaints about skins in Fortnite not functioning properly, making them useless and less likely to be played with or bought after initial release, as well as Roblox players refusing to purchase products that don't fit the avatar styles that they primarily use. This is particularly important if you're entering a game that doesn't have branding or doesn't have a lot of branding at the moment, as your brand's collaboration sets the tone for any future collaborations or integrations, as we saw with the Louis Vuitton integration now. Yeah, Riot Games is a bit hesitant in making any further collaborations.
Thank you, Fia. Now that we've covered some crucial game opportunities and the importance of aesthetics, fashion brands should also consider indie games to reach younger, engaged audiences, as it allows an opportunity for brands to experiment with unique concepts and gameplay mechanics without the constraints often imposed by larger commercial games. By integrating their products into these experiences, brands can enhance their visibility and create interactive avenues for self-expression and consumer engagements. An indie game title to note is Afterworld, The Age of Tomorrow, Balenciaga's venture into the gaming world. This experience was an interactive journey based on mythological pasts and projected futures. It was a groundbreaking 3D web-based experience developed as a response to the challenges posed by COVID, which forced fashion weeks worldwide to move online. Balenciaga's creative approach to this situation sets a new standard for virtual fashion shows. As we see in the next video slide, the game featured 50 volumetric characters, all captured using advanced technology on Dimension MRMC's Polymotion stage. This fusion of volumetric capture and video gaming opened up new possibilities for the fashion industry for using realistic avatars and game engines like Unreal Engine. Afterworld allowed users to explore an interactive futuristic setting set in the year 2031, providing a unique and engaging way to view the collection. The project received acclaim and recognition, including an award for innovation at the APA Ideas Awards. It was seen as a trailblazing effort that demonstrated the potential of using digital technologies in fashion marketing and presentation. This unconventional approach to branding and communication contributed significantly to Balenciaga's popularity amongst younger demographics. In the next slide, we see, although it was well received in mainstream magazines such as GQ, Vogue, and The Cut, only one review could be found on a gaming news website, which one member on Reddit commented, as Polygon continues to compete for worst game news outlet, and it does an incredibly good job of it. So it shows that a mark was missed in advertising to gamers. How can that gap be closed? Well, advertise where gamers are looking. Go look at Twitch, Discord, and Reddit, and pay attention to gaming business models when creating your customer profile for digital products. The game concept should be just as important as the products a brand is marketing. Overall, Afterworld is an original concept and has huge potential for improvement in the future if marketed correctly. So while it's important to understand the other games outside of Roblox and Fortnite, it's also vital to know that in some countries, those games might not be available. We've asked Jing Yang, our fashion tech and gaming innovation strategies for the Chinese market, to discuss the opportunity for fashion brands in the Chinese gaming industry. Jing Yang, take it away.
Thank you, Tracy. So let's look back at the past year in Chinese gaming industry with some key numbers. The number of gamers, which is accurate at the end of June in last year, the population of the Chinese gamer base has reached 668 million, which means 1 in every 2 Chinese is a gamer. And the sales revenue of the Chinese gaming market reached $20.23 billion in gaming, which according to a government-run game industry association. And the Chinese gaming market is highly segmented. According to a survey on the Chinese gaming, so look at this bar chart, we could see the casual games are the most popular among the Chinese gamer, which also dominated 52% of Chinese female gamers, while the male more prefer playing some action games. And this survey also found that over a third of the Chinese gamer play online games daily. So next play. And Tencent and NetEase are the biggest game company in China. They represent 61% of the market share, and together they bring in more than 80% of the Chinese game revenue. For the Tencent games, it operates 4 internal studios. There are Teamy Studio, Lightspeed Studio, Morphin Studio, and Aurora Studio. And each of them focus on different area of game development. And Honor of King, which is launched by the Teamy Studio, is the most successful games in Tencent in recent years. And NetEase, another giant in Chinese gaming market, known for its role-play games and party games, like Justice Online, Identity Thieves, Eggy Party. And Eggy Party is the most phenomenal games in China. We will talk it later. Next page, please. So let's think about one question. What are the key factors that resonate most among the Chinese gamer? Obviously, we could see the culture relevance, and it's always important for the Chinese market. The game that incorporated Chinese mythology, history, or the culture elements that will really resonate with the Chinese gamer, because they value the story, aesthetics, and the character that can reflect the Chinese heritage. And Black Myth Wukong is a strong example here. The Black Myth Wukong is the first Chinese 3A game rooted in Chinese mythology and based on A Journey to the West, one of the 4 great classical novels of Chinese literature. As the gamers, they will take on the role of the destined one to venture into challenges and marvels ahead. And Black Myth Wukong has taken the world by storm, And the massive popularity of it in China can partly be attributed to the culture connotations. Next page, please. So we look at another current trend in China, MBTI. MBTI topic is very popular and widely discussed in China nowadays. Among Chinese young people, it might only take a simple question like, are you I person or an E person, to transition from being stranger to becoming acquainted. And I is short for the introvert, E is short for the extrovert. In Chinese social media platform like Douyin, the Chinese version of TikTok, the hashtag MBTI has an impressive 3.6 billion views. And on the Little Red Book, there are over 720 key related posts. The popularity of MBTI in China can be attributed to the high pressure social environment, where many young people regard these MBTI labels as a form of a social currency and use it to seek identity and also a sense of a social community. An Eggy Party, which launched by the NetEase game, integrated this trend well in this game, which featured a fun, straightforward, and relaxing gaming experience that help a gamer to alleviate the real-life pressure. It perfectly met the desire for social companionship among today's younger generation in China. Also, the Eggy Party empowers gamers with the creative freedom by encouraging the game's UGC. It's not only enrich the game world, but also strengthen the culture, identity, and a sense of belonging among in-game community members. As a gamer can personalize their 3D avatar, the Eggy Party also launched the blind box, a mode of a fixed style combined with the hidden style. It depends on your lucky for the virtual skin and accessory to promote users' in-game consumptions. And most of the Chinese games are also do this to catch on widely as a big trend among the Generation Z gamers. Next page, please. So let's talk about some collaborations between the fashion luxury brand and Chinese games in recent year. So in past year, Honor of a King collaborated with Burberry and Bulgari to create the virtual in-game outfit for the gamers. But the brand's position on cotton from Xinjiang and territory issues was a high boycott by the Chinese netizen. And also with the international platforms like Roblox, Minecraft, and Fortnite are still unavailable in mainland China. So penetrating the China silo ecology is challenging for some foreign company and a brand. Sorry. The luxury brands like LV, Hermès, and Balenciaga, they notice there is a new way to test the opportunity of the Chinese game market. So that is the WeChat mini games. So what is the WeChat mini games? WeChat mini games is a low skill and easy to play that debuted on the WeChat mini program in 2017. So look at this bubble chart. It shows the mini games in WeChat mini program has become incredibly popular and turning most of China's WeChat upset population into the casual gamers. And also, there is no news about the luxury or the fashion brands are selling the in-game digital goods in China. They just betting on the WeChat mini games for do this branding gamification, like promote their limited capsule collections, especially during the Chinese festivals. And through this game, they offer the free but limited sticker, which is a memes, like memes, with the classic elements to the gamers. And yeah, they could use it. They could use it for chatting on the WeChat. So let's watch some videos about mini games. So this is launched by the EGMA, which introduced the product, the bag, through this game with engaging and shareable manners. So next one. Okay, this mini game, Mark Jump, is launched by the Louis Vuitton in 2022. Yeah, obviously combines so many localized elements with the Chengdu city, such as Panda, Mahjong, and Sichuan opera. And the game rules is within a month. The first 100 player to pass the mini game each day can pick up a physical LV stickers at the offline store, and the rest of the gamer can redeem the virtual stickers on WeChat. Sorry, and the last one is launched by the Balenciaga in last year. This is the farming and dress up mini games combined with the pixel art and the ritual style to celebrate the 520 Valentine's Days. Because the 520 is the homophone for I love you in Chinese internet slang. And yes, those brands have gained a great diffusion by interacting with the millennials and the Gen Z users through this way. Because the typical luxury and the fashion consumer in China is of a much younger demographic than in the West. They often regard the fashion or the luxury item as a self-identifier of the unique and a good taste. So this minigame also meet their desire. Next page, please. So in China, while we haven't yet seen a very successful collaboration between the fashion brand and gaming, there is a significant potential. Look at this pie chart. We could see the China's gamer are highly engaged with avatar customizations, with a 66% of the mobile gamer willing to spend on digital accessories to reflect their personality, or just because the in-game special effect. And look at this picture. Honor of King is a prime example here, because Honor of King is constantly the top game in China by consumer spending, where players invest heavily in personalizing their in-game characters. And we could see a trend that highlight a growing intersection of the fashion and gaming, especially in the digital space. Next page, please. So when it comes to the Little Red Book, it's a very popular Chinese social media platform that combines the user-generated content with the e-commerce. This app's social feed features the photos, videos, and product recommendations from influencer and everyday users that make it a go-to platform for discovering new trends, both domestically and internationally. And in this year, Little Red Book's monthly active user continually increased, surpassing 300 million, with approximately 50% of the Gen Z user. The platform boasts over 80 million community sharings, with the UGC making up 90% of its content. So this final chart we could see, the Little Red Book got the high awareness from its users, because Little Red Book is a great channel to discover a new brand and a trend for Chinese. It's more like a searching engine for the Gen users, we could see that. And also, it's a leverage hashtag challenges and themed campaigns to encourage user participation and content creation around a specific topic or the product. And based on that strong big data and algorithm, the little red book will keep serving the relevant content based on the user's browsing habit and sprinkled with ads. And for the users, all of the thumbnails are generated on that screen are specifically tailored to them. And one thing I should mention that is in the last year, the Little Red Book launched our space in this app for displaying the digital collectibles, which build a good connection between the digital fashion designer and the users. Next page, please. Well, as I said before, the cultural relevance and the connotation is very important. So as a fashion brand, we could consider the localized designs, use some traditional Chinese culture elements like jade, Chinese zodiac signs, and also focus on the Oriental aesthetics, especially the aesthetics like Song and the Tang Dynasty, and also focus on a new trend like neo Chinese style, because most of the Chinese gamer prefer in-game item tailored to their culture or the festivals. And the campaign localization is also a key in China. It's essential to understand the Chinese culture and aesthetics to avoid any faux pas, because a bad buzz can happen very fast in China if you do not play by that rules. But it doesn't mean that you have to spread your image out and remove your specificities. It just means you need to deeply understand, and respect the local value, culture, and expectations. And when it comes to win the gamer's trust, it's more than slapping a logo on the in-game character as a skin. As a fashion brand, we could provide a credibility, or we could say resource, to create and design a wonderful collections which the game companies don't have. We could see a chance here. A fashion brand cooperate with a video games which the aesthetic have enough alignment to warrant a crossover, but enough difference to innovate. After all, the most impactful collaboration achieve a perfect balance between a surprise and good taste. For gamer, luxury or the fashion brands are quite expensive to buy in real life often, but it's much easier to get a branded skins, as most of gamer will buy accessories because they have a certain attribute buff, like attack or different special effects, which also means they might buy a fashion virtual skin if it's unique or has special in-game features. Next page, please. So as the metaverse and AR/VR technology continuously rising in China, the integration of the digital ecosystem and the virtual world will only deepen. It shows a huge chance for fashion brands to create immersive experience and reach new audiences. And yes, virtual goods are also set to gain the value as a concept of a digital identity. It's becoming more and more important. The Chinese gamers are increasingly looking to express themselves in digital world, so fashion brands will play a key role in shaping that self-expression. So this is a definitely major direction for both industry to explore. And also, the China's 14th five-year plan for development of culture industry highlighted and called for use of 5G, artificial intelligence, VR and AR to promote the global dissemination of its game as the culture export. And the policymaker also view the e-sport is a key, as esports receive a favorable policy support at the central and regional levels. Like esport was added to the Ministry of the Education's list of permitted college majors. On the other side, China has a big esport market with a million of active fans and gamers. Almost every industry, almost every city have their own team. I could say that. And the popular esport teams like Royal Never Give Up, aka RNG, and Edward Gaming, aka EDG, have huge followers in China. So fashion brands can create hype through this limited edition collaboration with esport teams, offering exclusive drop type tied to major esport events or championship. And it could be some digital collectibles, including virtual accessories or the team branded apparel. Like Honor of King, they cooperate with the engaging esport team to launch some digital skins with the team member signature in each annual event. And if a fashion brand jump here and do the triangle collaborations, that could be appeal to fans of esport teams, gamer, and fashion enthusiasts. So that could be that might be a big buff to attract more consumption in the futures. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Jin Yang. It's been a pleasure highlighting these important alternate gaming opportunities with everyone today. We would like to thank Claire at Digital Fashion Week for the opportunity. Our final advice would be to stay curious, keep experimenting, partner with digital fashion designers already creating in the game you're interested in, understand the nuances behind the games to be an authentic fit for players, and investigate the online communities behind these games to be part of the relevant social networks.
Thanks everyone for joining us, and connect with Game Changing Style if you'd like to learn more. And now we'll take questions.
Yeah, just before we start the questions, I want to say thank you so much. This was just so eye-opening for me. I hope it was for everybody else as well. I love the inclusion of the cultural and the local considerations that we have to make as well. And this is something very special that you're really bringing to this conversation, as well as Game Changing Style, is the deep dive into considerations, avoiding faux pas, as Jing Yan pointed out, and the importance of cultural and personal expression. I'm just going to see if we have any questions at all. We don't have anything at the moment, but it's absolutely an incredible conversation. I invite the audience, if you do have any questions for the panelists, to put them in the Q&A so we can answer. But fascinating new markets. Can anybody tell me just sort of a little bit more? Oh, sorry, we've got a question that's coming up. Let's take the audience questions over mine. Kathleen, you have a question. What is the most successful gaming collaboration in fashion to date?
I think there's been so many. It's hard to calculate which one was the most successful, basically because there's just not the numbers out there that's released by companies that give the details on their revenue. So we looked into that, and many of them don't disclose the revenue that's been generated by the collaborations. it's important to note that many brands get into gaming to increase their audience. They want to find that they want to have that new younger audience, and they want to be able to have that interaction and that engagement with them, to have that connection and build that and make them at ease with the brand and help educate them about the brand. My son, who was 13 at the time, learned about Balenciaga, and he said, just surprised me out of the blue. And when I asked him about that, he found out about it through gaming. So it's interesting to know how these young kids learn about gaming, and there's different ways that you can teach them about your brand, and then not only teach them, but invite them to explore, and then invite them to build an inventory on these pieces, because it's, as you know, they're a lot more affordable than in real life purchases.
So, oh, sorry, I don't mean to.
Go ahead.
So a follow-up to that is, what do you suggest for emerging fashion brands that have a very limited budget to enter the gaming space?
I think it was, Fia, if it's okay for me to hop in here. I think an easy one to start off with is obviously Roblox, because it's very user friendly. It doesn't cost very much. It's easy to use Roblox Studio. You can even if you don't know how to render things in 3D, it's easy to contract that out to get a developer, to get a scripter, or you don't even have to you don't have to have an experience if you don't want to. You can go straight to UGC, user generated content, and make your own collection there. And you can also go in and advertise your collection in other experiences, in other games that already have the numbers established in the games, to have that exposure for your brand.
I'd
Thank you.
also,
Oh,
oops,
sorry.
I just like to jump in really quick. I also think Everskies, the dress up doll game that we mentioned earlier, it's totally free to join, free to upload things to the marketplace, and also you don't need any 3D rendering skills. If you have low budget and you do want to enter a 3D rendered game of any sorts, I definitely recommend downloading Blender. You can teach yourself. It's pretty easy to learn and totally free as well. And there's a lot of sources out on the internet that you can get for free also, like objects and things. Also, collaborating with custom creators from The Sims might also be an interesting way outside of Roblox. So yeah.
Amazing. So we have another question. There's a few parts to this. So a question from Iwona. I'm going to try and break it down into smaller parts so that you can answer. So as a fashion brand, how do you choose a platform to be visible?
Well, I think if you don't mind me jumping in first, I think you want to make sure that your brand is going to be aligned to what these gamers' preferences are. You want to have that same kind of aesthetic that they're looking for. And you want to make sure that you're going to be an authentic fit for them.
Yeah, I also think if you're trying to get into gaming spaces, definitely trying to get the attention of some sort of Twitch streamer. That's always really helpful, because they usually have huge audiences that they can mention your name to, and suddenly everyone will flood to you. So Twitch, or also making your own Discord communities, can sometimes be really useful.
Great advice. So another part of this question is, can you fluently use your designs and plug into different gaming platforms? And can you use that one asset, or do you have to create different ones in order to fit different gaming platforms? Interoperability.
Well, digital fashion fits differently on different avatars, and many games have their own avatar. And even when you have a specific platform with multiple avatars, you have to make sure that whichever avatar you want is going to fit properly on these avatars. And it takes a lot of tailoring to make sure that things are going to work the way that you want them to. So figure out which avatar you want that you're close to fit to, but also that is going to be able to sell the most. What is the most popular avatar on that platform? What are the top two avatars, that basic avatars or avatars that are known to sell well, and make sure that you align your rendering to fit with that. Interoperability is a big issue in gaming, so don't expect everything to work across all platforms, because it's not going to happen that way.
Yeah.
And just from, you know, a Digital Fashion Week opinion point of view coming in here is there are a lot of sort of interstitial gaming platforms who are really trying to address this. The answers are not here yet, but we are getting closer and closer to universal interoperability. And I think probably within 2025 that it's very likely that will be addressed. We have one more question as well. If you don't know anything about gaming, how do you find a trusted person to do this?
Come to us. Consultant. Come to us. So we're the great thing about us is that we're unbiased. So we are not affiliated with any other gaming studios. Many gaming studios have or want partnerships with the top platforms out there. And so they obviously want to become, want to have that official partner status with these publishers, these studios, with these games. So they're going to naturally want to direct you in their direction to be able to generate that revenue to be official partners. With us, we cover gaming across the platform, so we will be able to walk you through all these options and figure out what's your game plan, what is your main focus, your ultimate goal, and then give you these options and work your way around them to how you could go about them the right way for a successful onboarding solution.
Amazing. I think we don't have any more questions. So Tracy, Fia, Jingyan, thank you so much. The audience, thank you so much. This has been just absolutely incredible and so exciting. I really love the huge range of opportunities that you've highlighted here. Can you remind us one more time how we can find you and where anyone can get in touch with you?
Our website is gamechangingstyle.com. Please check it out. We've got a lot of reports out there. We have a few things happening that are going to be exciting. We have our Fashion and Gaming Awards hopefully coming out very soon in the next year. We're looking forward to that. And there's a lot of information on the site. Drop us a line. We're happy to speak with you to find out what you're looking for and assist your needs.
Incredible. Thank you guys so much. This is our first masterclass, and it was really exciting and very interesting. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.